Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Weeby Knives and Fur Handling Tools. HTS Productions. Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right. Welcome to Episode 3, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, Season 8. On this episode, we will be checking traps in Arkansas, and I believe it's check day 3 and 4 is what we're going to show you. So when the upcoming schedule of events will be, have a couple more shows for Arkansas, and then we'll switch gears and go to New Mexico, and then we will switch gears again and go back to our semi-live trap line. So we'll do Indiana trapping, and then show you that basically in some cases within a few days of when it was filmed. So that will be very current, and that will be all farm country trapping for the most part, or well, completely actually. So it's all basically, you know, trapping before work like a lot of us do, and it's pretty relatable. So anyways, we're looking forward to that. Want to mention the Chapter 7B Fur Takers of America Fall Rendezvous here at Hoosier Trapper Supply on September 28th. Everyone's welcome. If you've thought about trapping, interested in trapping, or certainly if you're a trapper, more than welcome to come. We've got a great demo lineup. We have great food, kids games. We've got a fundraiser auction for Fur Takers of America at the latter part of the day. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. It's just a really good fun day, and hope you can make it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year 2019. That's right, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Starting it off with a coyote.
Check day 3.
Check day 3. This set had a little bit of these small pine tree shrub backing just off the side of the main road here. We have black gold. Of course, the top dog down in the dirt hole with some sheep's wool and some bobcat urine and a little bit of Vixen elixir. Combination seemed to work just fine. We haven't seen a lot of sign on this trip, but there was droppings here, just right over here off the side. So yeah, setting on sign seemed to work out for us on this one. Not the prettiest thing, but we're gonna take care of him, remake it. You know, probably punch in a new dirt hole. Looks like it's all clogged in, and stick a rock behind it for some backing or something like that. But
yep, on this trip, since we've got a pretty good history here, we're not seeing a lot of sign like Justin just said, and we've mentioned before. So we're setting what sign we're seeing and past history locations that are produced. So
right,
and eliminated the locations that haven't produced. So anyways, that's kind of the game plan, you know, where we're at on this. So check day 3 off to a pretty decent start. Into check day 3.
A long stretch of empty traps.
Yeah, that pretty much sucked. So we had, I think, 3 or 4 visits where the animals just got lucky, just very lucky. Just One thing I will say, the tension setting on the MB 550s is not perfect for gray foxes. I mean, things got to line up pretty good to actually catch them in that trap in terms of their weight pressure on the trap. So I think that was the visits that we had were grays, and they just didn't get it set off. So caught the coyote earlier this morning. That was it. I mean, it's just been one
possum.
Yeah,
another possum.
One of those days where it's not very good. So 2/3 of the line pretty much was still suffering from all the rain the night before. So we went in and put a little more lure and urine on, kind of freshened the sets up a little bit. Some, have pan covers exposed, that kind of stuff. So got all that looking good. And then, we'll see what happens. If we get a light rain or whatever, we're not going to be concerned about it at all. We're in good shape at this time, and in terms of scent. And the bait is, as long as it's in the hole, it's good.
Yeah.
In fact, it's even better. So
now we just got done with lunch, and then we're going to punch in some fresh ones in a new area further on down the line than where we've been. So just add to the line.
Yeah, we're just adding to the line. Jake's behind the camera.
I agree, today was slow.
It was very slow. You just have those days, unfortunately. So, but can't be any worse than. Tomorrow can't be any worse than today. I wouldn't think. So
Yeah.
obviously,
Happy New Year.
You shouldn't have said that.
yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
You better knock on one of these trees.
Yeah, knock on wood. Happy New Year.
Big old male.
Looks like it. Oh, he's caught good. He's not going anywhere. All right, check day 4. That's a good way to start out. I'll tell you what, the weather's been dismal. We haven't seen the sun, but like for a half a day since we've been here. Gets a little gloomy. Yesterday was pretty quiet. One coyote. We're just getting started today. This is probably our 7th or 8th location to check, 9th location. Connect with this big male cat, which is awesome. So he's buried in that MB 550. It's funny, when I walked up here, I could tell there was a disturbance, and he was just laying flat, and they blend right in. They blend in really well, and all of a sudden he just looked up at me like that. He was there. Caught me off guard because he didn't even twitch. He didn't move at all until he moved his head up to look at me. So, pretty awesome.
He is vicious.
We'll get him taken care of and remake the set. The set's was right here, up against that rock. Everything we've had to do, we've had to think with water in mind. So, typically you probably would put the set here and not there, but because of the water issues, we're choosing the higher berm just to stay out of the water. So, it's just doing what you got to do to work with the circumstances that you're in. So, anyways, we'll show you the remake in a minute. All right, here's kind of the remake on the cat set. You can see behind me, we've got the pine trees, and we have found, and I think there's a definite merit to this. If we're strictly in hardwoods, we have caught cats, but these pine trees hold a lot of birds and that kind of thing that cats would like to hunt. So I don't know if it's just coincidental, but I don't think it is. These thickets obviously have more prey food for the bobcats than just a straight up hardwood forest with not much going on the bottom as far as cover. So these areas we like much better than we do just the wide open areas. So anyways, here's the remake. Nothing real fancy. We got cover holes exposed. We're in pure mud here. We're just trying to make the best case scenario that we can. The cover holes don't bother the cats at all. Maybe it does the coyotes, I don't know. But we still catch those too. But anyways, that's the remake up against that rock. And like I said, we're staying up off the berm, up on the berm there a little bit, up high, just keep out of the water. It's supposed to start raining again today about 2 o'clock and last till midnight or so. So, and some of it's going to be heavy. So that's what we're up against. So it's been a gloomy, dreary 5 days since we've been here. So anyways, check day 4, still in progress. Got a lot more to check. Hopefully the rest of the day pans out as well as this as it started.
Kind of heavy, huh?
Yeah, it's a big cat. It's going for a ride in the truck. Yeah, that cat's probably 20 some pounds. Nice sized cat. And he's peeing in the truck.
So we got a wise guy here. I've already kind of cleaned this up. Trap is here. Put some coveralls back over it. The pan was slightly exposed. I think the rain and kind of you could see the white wax paper underneath there. But the coyote, you can see where the digging is. He was digging it from the backside.
I mean, they probably can't see it in the viewer, but there's coyote tracks right in that mud slick. So
yeah, I did just grab some limbs and logging or whatever, just trying to keep him from coming from the back. If he comes back to visit again, try and force him through the front.
I mean, he clearly wanted the top dog, and clearly the trap was guarding the hole, and clearly it's up against the rise. The backing was higher than the front. I mean, the whole thing, but he still just went in from the back and started digging. So
yeah,
stuff that you can be prepared for only to a certain point. There's just there's nothing you can do about this scenario right here other than just deal with it. So, but everything's working here. Location's good, obviously. The attractant is clearly what he wanted, so it was working very well, but just didn't connect.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Lip Licker Deer Lure. Success speaks for itself.
get out from behind there. Look at that.
Skinny face.
All right, the rain continues, the mud continues, the fog continues, but we've had two highlights so far today. We've got nice bobcat, big male tomcat, and a black coyote, which is pretty cool because we don't catch them at home. We just don't seem to have the genetic in our area, which is actually good in terms of selling fur, but they're fun to catch. So pretty exciting. When I first walked up here, I saw him. He was kind of standing here, and he just real casually walked over to the edge, and I thought, what? But then I got down here, it was black coyote. Very cool.
Got a mud ball mess to deal with.
Yeah, we do. All right, one thing I've been doing on this trip is we've got these shallow dirt holes. There's so much rock and almost deadpan down below where you just can't get a hole in the ground. You know, and a deep dirt hole is way better than a shallow dirt hole to keep that animal there, keep them interested or whatever. But we're just not able to get holes in the ground. So I've got a shallow one here. I got the bait there. I mean, the bait's in plain view that the animal can see it. I don't like that. For one thing, here you can't have exposed bait. But so what I've been doing is just taking a rock, just shoving it right in on top of it. It's kind of eliminating the visual attraction of a hole. That one there doesn't show too bad, but that's what I'm doing to help compensate for not having that depth of hole. And then the grass plugs are fine, but they get pawed out easy by a gray fox or something. So I think the rock's helping with that a little bit. We're having some issue with the coveralls, with commitment a little bit, I think, or messing around. Coons certainly are messing with them, gray fox.
So we're trying to sift some dirt on top of the coveralls where we can. Some areas it's just got this clay mud and you just can't sift it. So one thing we will do in the future, and we weren't even planning on coming to Arkansas, we were supposed to be in New Mexico, is going to take a couple 5-gallon buckets of dry dirt, so we've got some sifting dirt to go on top of cover holes or whatever if we get in this scenario again. So to be honest with you, it was just lucky we even brought any cover holes with us, because typically you don't need them in New Mexico. So, but we've just got so much rain, so much wet weather here that it's been kind of a lifesaver, but they've been kind of an issue too. So anyway, so what we did, we put a fresh, just caught the black coyote right there. It's a mud ball mess. The trap's packed with mud, so I'm going to pull that trap, and then I just reset. We just reset over here. The trap itself is, you know, it's caked with mud, so it's not functioning. It's not worth spending the time trying to get that going. It's got a fresh set here. That right there is definitely an attraction to the area. Any coyote coming by here, any animal coming by here, but any coyote coming by here is going to be interested in what was going on there. They may shy away from the catch circle, but we've got a fresh set, fresh trap. That is a clean trap. That's not a trap that's been out and made any of their catches. That's a clean trap. So, and the only reason I'm doing that is because that is so mudded up and that trap's packed with mud, just not functional. So that's what we did in this case right here. All right, check day 4. We actually forgot to film an end of the day. The weather was so miserable and rainy, and just we didn't even set any more traps. It was just a miserable day. So to sum it all up, we had 2 pretty good highlights with the bobcat and the black coyote. But that was it. I mean, that was all we caught. But considering the weather, considering the conditions that we've been in, considering everything, we'll take it. That's not too bad. So today, check day 5. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not sure, how the weather affected us. We got, like I said, we got quite a bit of rain. We got quite a bit of rain coming in yet today, and then rain again tonight and tomorrow morning. And tomorrow we're pulling traps. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. But it's been, we've been run out of places by the weather before. We haven't really been run out of this circumstance here. We just more had to deal with just really lousy weather. And I know, looking at Facebook and Instagram, everybody, it doesn't matter where you're at, dealing with some sort of weather issues, and which is not unusual, but to the extent that we're dealing with it in terms of all the rain and all the mud and west of here, New Mexico, blizzard, it's just been kind of extreme. So, but I know at home it's incredibly wet, incredibly muddy, and very difficult to trap in. Here, because of the slope of the mountains and stuff, it does make it somewhat functional to trap in. It's not quite as bad as that flat land at home that when it gets this bad. But anyways, that kind of sums up check day 4.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
Top dog predator bait. Success speaks for itself.
All right, product highlight. We have the new Duke 550. I'm not going to get into the one side of another company knocking off of what another company had. I'll let you guys make the decision on that. But we do have them in stock. I've had quite a bit of call for them, and quite frankly, they look pretty good. Good looking trap. So I guess the jury's still out. They haven't gone through a season yet. But it's cast jaws are hooked in on the frame of the trap. It's got the posi trip style pan and dog, double base plated, bolted on, center swiveled, the whole thing. Swivels are a little bit lighter than on the original 550. Anyways, we do have them in stock. Does look like a pretty nice trap. Like I said, I'll let you make the decision on what you want to do. It is an import, and obviously the original 550 is not. So, anyways, just kind of a question, that we do have in stock, and they are available. So. Okay, a common question we get, and you may have even seen it in the comment section below on our YouTube channel, is how do you use the lip licker deer lure? And as I said in the past, it's good every month of the year. It works on both bucks and does. You can check out the video of the lip licker in action from trail cam footage, both in video and stills, on deer response to lip licker. So just look for it on our channel. But the big thing on this stuff is a lot of guys are using it in the heat of the summer in front of their trail cameras to get an idea what deer are there. So that gives you an idea that deer will always be interested in it and always check it out. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of deer scent. The thing about the lip licker, in terms of how you use it, is definitely you want to use it on the ground where you have clear shooting lanes. So you can put it on a wick, you can put it directly on the ground. Either way will work. But you definitely want to get some on a wick or a piece of material in some tree limbs, so that it can kind of get out into the air. So obviously, if it's up off the ground, it's going to carry further, and the deer can smell it further out. So in a way, you can't really use it wrong. I wouldn't necessarily put it on yourself though, because you don't want to looking up the tree at you. It's as far as on the ground where you got clear shooting lanes, and definitely on a wick or piece of material up off the ground on some tree limbs, where it can kind of get out in the air. So that's a common question we have on the lip licker, is just how to use it. And so if you haven't tried it, you might give it a shot. It's a great attractant for deer. All right, another question we had, and this relates to last episode when I was showing the chain tie-offs. Someone wanted to know how we treat them. And we just run them through the dye and the wax when we're doing our traps. Just hook them together on the snap hook like I was showing you. Drop them in your dye. Take them out of the dye. Put them in your wax, and then you're good to go. Basically, it's just to keep rust under control. So it's not near near as important as treating your traps, but certainly is will keep your equipment where it lasts longer, keeps your rust under control. So, and you may not need to do that every year. The same treatment would apply for drags, and we've got drags that we haven't done anything to for 2 or 3 seasons. So it's just one of those things you have to use your judgment on. If you're picking up a lot of rust, if you're using salt for an antifreeze and maybe it comes in contact with salt, and you're a little shy on your wax, then yeah, you may need to get those run through the dye and the wax again. But in general, it's not something that you're probably going to have to do every season like you would your traps, particularly the traps that made catches. So just to kind of clear that up, the treatment of traps in terms of dye and wax is mainly helps the trap function better, keeps your rust under control, and then also helps seal the smell of the trap in. So, but in general, all of that stuff will make your equipment last longer.
All right, everyone, thanks for watching. We have the new Hoosier Trapper Supply catalogs out. Pretty cool bobcat there. Jake caught there in New Mexico. Pretty nice. They're available. You can call here at the shop at 317-881-3075, or you can request one online at HoosierTrapperSupply.com. It's right there on the home page. Hit the button, and we'll send you one in the mail. So, pretty slick. Also, gotta say, make sure you're following us on all social media so you can keep up to date. We do have an email newsletter you can sign up for on the website as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube. And on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, so that will keep you posted on brand new episodes that pop up. Not just on Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, but also on the Fur Shed series and also the Trap House podcast. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Join us on September 13th for the next episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors.